Is it possible to create your own reality? Yes. Can you bring things into your life that you really want to have through manifesting and through the law of attraction? Yes. Is this all a first world problem? Absolutely yes. I want to talk about my favorite form of manifesting, which is so powerful and has worked for me so incredibly well. I'm going to share all that with you, but I need to talk about something that's super important first, which is we got to realize if we're talking about how we can create our reality, we are so freaking privileged. Because a little kid who's starving in Somalia is not going to be able to create his reality the way you are if you're like, I want a new car, you know? And I don't think we're talking about that enough, and it makes us into like these self-centered brats, no offense, when we don't realize that we are so fortunate to be in a position of being able to shift the experience we have, that we're not living under an oppressive regime that steals our rights, and that we're not living in a war zone, and all the terrible things that are happening in different parts of the world. Let's be realistic about this. We are so lucky to even be able to say we're working on manifesting something, because that's assuming that we have freedom, and a lot of people in the world don't. So with that in mind, from a place of gratitude for what we have, and for also, I feel like for all of us who really believe we can shift our reality and create what we want, me included, let's think about how we can take that privilege and extend it to those who are not fortunate enough to be able to do that. I think that's the crux of like what gets to me about us presuming that we have it all. Anywho, my favorite form of manifesting, I've tried so many different things over the years. I've had the vision boards, I've had the like writing things down, the holding the one image in your mind. But the thing that really works for me is Bengston. I have a whole playlist here on YouTube about the Bengston method, which is an awesome way to manifest and to work with law of attraction. It's incredibly powerful, but it also generates a healing energy that heals the physical body of some hardcore diseases. It's amazing how this works. Bill Bengston, who created this protocol, said it's like having a genie in a lantern, and you just rub that magic lantern. And I have had that experience, as have people I've worked with, firsthand, of getting things that you want with Bengston. And it's not just things, it's like experiences, it's transformations of the body, of the soul, of the personality. It's so many things that come about when practicing the image cycling and Bengston energy healing, which I'm co-hosting a Bengston workshop in April 28th, 29th, 30th, and May 6th of 2023. If you missed this though, there's Bengston workshops happening all the time, so check it out. But the things that I have received from just the image cycling have been from the mundane to the extraordinary. And it's so incredible to have this at my fingertips. And what I love, and why I think Bengston is actually even a more powerful form of manifesting than all the other things that people are doing, is that it ties in helping others. That's like implicit in the Bengston method that I don't think we talk about a whole lot. When we work on manifesting, it's usually like what we want, and it's usually in America capitalistic and things. I see these so-called spiritual teachers, and I don't want to diss anybody, but it's unfortunate to see people talking about getting all these material things when that's not really that's answer, and in bragging about how powerful it is when there's other people suffering, and you're saying everybody has this ability, but no, they don't. You know what I mean? What I love about Bengston is people who are drawn to learn this are drawn to help others heal and to help themselves, but they almost always have a greater vision. And so when you have your list of things that you want, and when you generate that energy, you put other people's healings on there. Now, this is after you get more advanced. At the beginning, it's all about you when you're learning. But when you're really working it and you've got that energy flow and you're strong in your center, you're strong in your image cycling, you can bring other people in and have that energy go out to help them. And I feel like that's one of the biggest pieces of the puzzle, is helping others in your efforts to help yourself, because that is universal brotherhood and sisterhood, and that is unconditional love. And I think that's more important than any car, don't you think so? Like the embodiment of that love and helping each other, that's what makes the energy even more potent. But I'd love to hear your thoughts as I'm talking about this. I meant to make this short, but I'm rambling here about your experiences with manifesting. And have you been able to, and have you thought about, and have you read anything in The Secret and these manifesting books about how others aren't, it's a first world problem, about maybe also how helping others can also help you? Because this is so much deeper than getting stuff, you know? I can go real transpersonal here and get super deep and philosophical, but I don't think that's the point of this whole thing. It's more about just talking about another reason why Bengston works is it's front and center. Like, you're meant to have this going all the time once you learn it, which if you take the workshop or any workshop, you'll get that down in the 3 days. You will. That happens, but then you want to continuously practice it. So you're always cycling, you're always generating the energy to draw in the things that you want to have in your life. This past year, you guys, I had the most profound physical healing experience from a health condition that some would consider minor, but it was tending to get worse and worse and worse. Western medicine has no solution and doesn't really even recognize it. Because of the cycling in Bengston, I figured out what it was. And it's like this whole multifaceted thing. It's incredibly fascinating how the body works. But Bengston helped me heal that. And I'm floored. And I'm hesitant about talking and bragging about stuff. So this has been pretty much healed for nearly a year now. I'm like, I could cry. I could just turn off this video and just sit here and cry right now, talking about how amazing it is. It's things like that Bengston helps with. And it's so fun to get stuff too. I'm not like, bleh. You know, I know I'm talking too much, but I guess I gotta tell you this. A long time ago, I tore a picture out of a magazine of a car I wanted. And I just put it in some file a long time ago. I know I'm like, the cars, it's such BS. But I wanted this car. It was important to me. And I was going through my files several years after that, and I found that picture of that car. I was like, oh my God, the car I'm driving now is exactly that car. So not to be critical, if you're in the car stage, I think we need to get through the things and all of that to get to the deeper, like, okay, so then I healed the body, and now on my list is that this person is healed of cancer, or that this is cured, or that I feel better about this aspect of myself, or that you are thriving. You know what I mean? It's like, it's all of that. It's sort of a process. But to bring it back to what I talked about at the beginning, and I'm sure you've all clicked away from this now, but let's just be humble and know that we are very lucky to even be able to talk about being able to manifest, because the majority of people in the world are not. Let's keep that in mind. Okay, I'm going to stop now. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you later. Bye.